this is Lawrence Thomas from Team Dreadnought. I'm currently the new member and the great nature player of the group, and I'm here to bring you a deck profile.
Great nature. Great nature.
So the starter here is Pencil Koala.
Praise big.
Personally, he is probably one of the better units. Oh yeah, I gotta flip the face up. I'm sorry. Still new to this. But he's personally one of my favorite starters. There are a couple people who still play the Blackboard Parrot, I believe. What he does is on GB1, when he's boosting a unit, so it doesn't have to be Vanguard, if that column hits, you choose another unit, gets plus 4,000, and then it gets retired at the end of the turn, and you draw one card. So if he stays alive throughout the game, you could easily turn other units into card advantage. It's just overall really solid.
I think we're trying to play Telescope Rabbit with it too.
Telescope Rabbit is pretty good. It's pretty good in the deck, but consistency-wise, Koala is really good.
The new one's pretty better.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Then you have the grade 3 lineup. I do run the Legion, and I was going to go back with Tester Fox, but I do run Guru Tiger. Guru Tiger, what he does, it's very situational, but you Persona Blast? Persona Blast a copy of him or the grade 2 from your hand. You pick 2 units. They gain plus 4,000. At the end of the turn, they die, and you draw a card. But it also has a Leopold reverse effect, so those units can be returned to the field in any position you want, as long as there's an open rearguard circle. He also has the ability that when he attacks, you can give a unit plus 4,000 and it dies. So, pretty good, really solid. Don't use his ability too much because very, very, very situational pull off. Most of the time, he's strike card. Then we have Big Belly. Still like his Japanese name, which is Big Berry. He is the premier unit you want to be on grade 3 with. Basically what he does is when you Shrine on top of him, you counterblast 1, you give 2 units plus 4,000 power. If a column with that unit hits, you draw a card. He does not let them retire, so that's another good thing to note. His Generation Blast 2 ability when he's on the Vanguard it's just standard, give a unit plus 4,000 at the end of turn. If it dies, you draw a card. So it's very solid unit on. For the grade 2 lineup,
The Tiger.
4 of the most broken units in the deck.
No, that's the common you get to later.
Yeah, you're right. He's still broken though. Crayon Tiger. GBO1. If this unit is boosted when it attacks the Vanguard, you pick another unit, well, counterblast 1, pick another unit, restand it, it gets plus 4,000 power. When it dies, you draw a card. So basically the new Binoculus Tiger.
Shouldn't stand.
It shouldn't stand, to be honest, but
Lower comment on him.
let's just make it stand up.
It's like they made a combination between Cool Hank and Grandfire.
Yeah, you're right. Then we have Sleeping Tapir. Should have probably costed something, or at least be a generation break. He has resist, so he cannot be targeted by abilities. When he attacks, give another unit plus 4,000. So basically, Binoculus Tiger, but can't be retired unless you retire.
No, he cannot give the plus 4 to himself, but he can give it to his booster.
Yeah.
I heard that's good.
And then you have the 3 Guru Wolf. I do not run 4 of these just for the sake that I could be running Crayon Tiger, which is equally as broken. But when he attacks, if his power after boost is 20,000 or more, and he hits, you draw 1 card. It's just card advantage. That's basically it. Then you have the Perfect Shield lineup, and ignore the cable sheet. It is 4 of the Shellmaster. Just the new Perfect cards. They unflip damage if you have a copy in the grave. Then you have Stride Assist.
Mini Belly.
Searches for Big Belly, but it's usually just Stratus' fodder. Then you have the $5 ring. You call this guy to rearguard, pick a unit that is not himself, and if it dies, you draw a card. Very good. And future combos could easily get your draw count up further.
So remember that with Crayon Tiger. If Crayon Tiger retires with it.
Crayon Tiger, it does everything. It stands, power, and retire. So whatever unit you hit with that...
Yeah, so if you Crayon Tiger a unit you hit with Duckbill or Coilbill, you will
draw 2. And then the last 2 units, I've honestly been testing Label Pangolin because this deck does counterblast more compared to its other incarnations, but to be honest, it doesn't come up because usually after you counterblast 2, you've basically won the game after that point. But what it says is GB1, if it boosts a unit, its power is over 20,000, you unflip a damage if that unit hits. It's okay. My trigger lineup is 2 draws. Don't need a ton of draws because the deck literally will draw you 6 cards a turn, all just off of abilities. 6 criticals, 4 heals. Then we have the new stand trigger. Now, this stand trigger, originally I did not read it closely enough, unlike Ruler Chameleon.
Yeah,
where if it dies,
you thought it was fair at first.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was fair. When this thing gets retired, you search your deck for a copy of it, and then you put this back. So unlike Ruler Chameleon, where you literally, it gets retired, you search a copy, you're out of a critical, this puts it back, and you get a free 10k shield. It is GB1, but I have gotten this guy up to 18k on his own, and then had shield that did save me in the late game. So definitely play 4 of these. Don't underestimate searching triggers, especially when you get it for free. And that's the main deck, and then you have
along with the strats.
Immortality Professor. You usually only shrine into him once, but basically what he does is when he attacks, you pick 2 units, they get plus 4,000, and then they die. That's usually it. Thing I've learned about playing this deck, if you do choose to give units power and they die, don't give it to your grade 2s. Your grade 2s are so strong in this deck.
And remember, that combos really well with Tapir because they're going to retire. They're going to die anyway.
Yeah, they die anyway. Whatever you give to Tapir, or you're going to, give it to that unit. Give it to your boosters, because your boosters do not have long-lasting effects. Your duckbills, once they're used, they're completely useless after that. So give it to your rear guards if possible, or the stand trigger. That's also a really good play, because that stand trigger becomes an AK booster or an AK attacker. And then you have Big Daddy Managon.
Where that SP1 at?
The SP is right here.
Baby.
The beautiful SP. This guy is quite literally the backbreaker. Usually once he comes out, either you lose or you have gained so much advantage off of him that you are probably going to lose the next time.
We have a set discussion of me going ham on this card.
Yeah. What he does...
I still don't like it, but I know how to play against it now if I just don't care anymore.
Yeah. When you play him in the main phase, you can counterblast 1. You pick 2 units, they get plus 4,000 and gain the ability, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if its power is 20,000 or greater, till the end of that battle, your opponent cannot call grade 1 units or greater to the Guardian Circle.
Glory skills, that's over.
Yeah, glory skills, but in this case, not for the Vanguard. But that's okay. When you get your columns up to like 32 and 36, and you can't perfect guard them, with a Crayon Tiger restanding that, it gets
pretty ridiculous.
It gets gross. And then afterwards, you draw 6 cards, so it's just like, I'm fine with that. Overall, I honestly do think the deck is strong, definitely stronger than previous incantations of it. Very, very good. Biggest weakness, probably the biggest one, is the fact that if you don't have certain cards in your hand, it is very weak. I mean, your key units have persist, like Sleeping Tapir. Crayon Tiger does not have persist, so usually that's the first thing to go.
Recess, not persist, but
Recess. Yeah. But it's very strong. Card advantage is definitely there. There have been times when I will stride over this, get the triple drive, get a restand, draw 6 cards after that, and have 12 cards in hand, and then next turn you just do it again. And then you just kind of win from there. Like Oracle Think Tank, you can sometimes draw yourself out. It is very possible. It's happened a couple times where I would have to Legion to put something back so I don't draw out. But besides that, deck's very powerful, very, very fun. I do recommend playing this deck if you want to play something fun, and pick it up now while it's cheap, because most of these cards are like 10 and under. So that's about it. This is my Great Nature deck, new to Dreadnought. Awesome team, and check out more of our deck profiles and other things.
Yeah,
and
he's a
have a good
natural.
day.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. This is, like I said, this is Lawrenze. He is our newest member. Give him some love, and if there's any questions or comments you have down, put them down in the, in the comment section. Also, another question: what do you think the best combo is for Great Nature?
Best combo?
Let us stop.